Hi everyone, it is Romy here, coming to you today with my 2021 Anzac Day chat with my World War One veteran Billy McGann from Sunday. Not Don that we had last year drop by, we had Billy, but we were still in World War One, which was interesting. I always find these things so fascinating. So many in spirit war vets that were around that were just vying for a chat. I feel that in my chest. It's like someone 10 times too heavy sitting on my chest is how it feels. And so I waited, asked him to just park himself up a little bit because I wanted to be present for the service, and then I would have a chat with him. So I was at the Redcliffe Peninsula dawn service in Queensland, and it was a beautiful morning. There were people everywhere. The water was calm. The memorial there is right basically at the beach. And so I was standing on the beach with the water lapping behind just gently, and then the last post playing in front of me, and it was really moving. I really enjoyed it. Once that was over, I just sat there on the beach looking out to the sun and invited my friend Billy to come in and have his little chat. And he's just a bright, happy, vibrant, cheeky, prankstery guy. He was in the Royal Australian Navy, I believe, and my brain started to get a bit involved here, trying to, follow the thread, because he had a friend with him who was in the Royal Navy. He was a commander of a ship that was sunk by a U-boat in the Atlantic Ocean off England there, and I couldn't quite connect. He was Australian and he was English, and this is World War One, and a lot of detail around World War One and certain things I'm a bit sketchy on. So anyway, as it turns out, what I'm showing with Billy is his parents. He was in Australia. His parents died of syphilis, and he was sent to England to live with his great aunt, which is how he met this other fellow who passed. And he was just he was coming in on Billy's coattails a little bit, because that's what he showed me, was that he was a commander of this ship and it was sunk by one of the U-boats. And I don't know how he died. He either was hit or he drowned. I'm not entirely sure. But so Billy shows me himself sitting on the ground, rolling cigarettes and smoking, which it made me feel like I was meditating. So I feel like the actual process of rolling a cigarette and then smoking it was quite meditative in a serious situation, and he absolutely loved it. He tells me that he was in the Navy and he suffered the absolute worst seasickness ever, and he spent more time spewing than working, and he never ever got used to it. And I think probably my brain was trying to figure out, because he became a tunneler, and I wasn't sure how the Navy was involved in that side of things, which, like I said, I don't really know my World War One details that well, but he shows me that he was tunnelling, and that may well have something to do with the fact that he just could not stop spewing. So they put him on land. Now, he was a petty officer in the Australian Navy, I hear, and he was a prankster and somehow got his hands on some Tom Thumb firecrackers. And he said that when it would get too serious and everyone would get very stressed, he would let off a few of these firecrackers and scare the shit out of everybody, and then they'd all figure out that it was just Billy having fun, and they'd roll around having a laugh, and it would just lighten the mood. Now, he shows me he was hit in the back. Now, this is not from gunfire, this is from an explosion of some kind. So he was hit in the back. I see him kind of hit and then flying forwards and landing sort of on his face quite a distance. So it was quite a big explosion. And some shrapnel landed and embedded into his spine, and he was paralysed pretty much straight away. He was not recovered. So he was, well, at that time, so he died a very slow and painful death, he shows me. And whether it was too dangerous for people to go and get him, or whether they thought that he'd passed already very quickly, or whether they just didn't see it. I don't really know. I didn't get that detail from him, but he did show me that it was a pretty slow process for him to die. So Billy tells me that war is important but pointless, but he wouldn't change a thing. If he had his time over, he would do it all again. He was also saying that 17-year-olds or that age group have really no idea what freedom is, what it even means, and that they really need to, or the youth of today need to appreciate what they have more. Anyway, that's it from me and my Anzac Day for 2021.